And we're live. Welcome to another YouTube Live here. We're going to be just talking about BTC. We made a video already on the crypto market going over the different alts, but we kept that to just the Performante Premium members. I believe it's still public, but we didn't really give the link out or try to promote it in any way, real shape, or form. So on the weekly, we do see that there was more buy volume coming in within this weekly candle. Not much to talk about on the daily and weekly candle, but just some things to note. Look how strong that rejection is off that support from the daily candle. Also something to note, we see more buy volume coming in within this single day candle compared to a lot of the different candles that we've had in the past, or a lot of different days we've had in the past. So this itself can tell me that there's a lot of buy pressure within the $9,600-$9,500 level. There's going to be a lot of orders set there waiting to see the price come back below this key area, so then it can buy up the price. So still looking pretty bullish. I like the fact that we bounced very well off our key level of confluence for the demand zone. We've been talking about this demand zone for a while, and we do have a small entry at this area, but overall it looks pretty good. It looks very healthy, and I am expecting the price to go towards the upside. We already have exposure on some alts as well as BTC for the upside. So we'll go on to the 4-hour and hour chart. That's mainly what we're going to be talking about, but just looking at the daily, we do see a nice rejection off our key zone of confluence for now, and we see a little bit of RVol seeing a little bit higher relative volume compared to the previous price action, which is good as well. So now going on to the actual trade here. So we did put an entry on BTC when the price squeezed close to the apex, and when it broke out to the intended direction that we were looking for, then we looked to enter once we got a double confirmation that there's buy pressure within the area right around here. So that's what we were waiting for, and when it happened, we jumped in. So we got the price to make some lower highs here. So there was a descending zone that was making some lower highs. It's all fine and dandy, and it was squeezing the price closer to the apex of the pattern because it's a descending zone. It's a horizontal zone, so like anything, it squeezes, and the price has to make a decision. My mouse is just not really wanting to work today. The market has to make a decision either to go to the upside or downside, and in this circumstance, the price broke out to the upside, so then we were looking to long, and we'll discuss the entry signals and stuff on the hour chart. But that is the entry. We'll probably take profits at our next major supply zone, and then we're going to try to remove that risk off the table. Not as soon as possible, but definitely if we do start to see the price come up around like the 10K range or 10.1-ish, then I'll try to reduce that risk to break even a little bit under, somewhere around there. So that's the overall structure of the trade. And then looking at the 1-hour chart here, so let's discuss that. Might need to get a new mouse today. So we see a descending zone that is holding the price below a key area, and then once that price breaks that key zone, it gives us a little bit of an indication that there could be a shift in trend. But we're also looking for is going to be other indications that there could be a shift in trend, not just a breaking of the descending zone. So initially, what do we see? We see the price respect this resistance, and we say, okay, that is a key level that we need to pass. So once we broke the descending zone, that was our first checkpoint, and then we see the price respect it again, and then we get our second injection of buy volume coming in. We get our first wave kind of right here a little bit, but it does die off, and then when we get that strong second wave of buy volume, that is checkmark number 2. And we also see there's a significant amount of volume coming in, just looking at the volume bars, which shows that there is a lot of strength within the market as well. So that's another third check mark to go off of. And then now we've structurally made a higher high. So that's also another check mark for the bulls that could see some bullish potential in the future. So definitely for me, there's enough confluence and confidence in my trade that I'm willing to stick with it. Hopefully we see the price stick above here, and then if we're able to see the price break above this descending zone, forming a higher high, that would be obviously really good for our situation. So right now we're wanting to see the price hold above this new nice level of support around $9,800 zone, previous level of resistance, new level of support, and we're also getting squeezed by the descending zone, creating lower highs and the horizontal support. So we'll see how that squeeze plays out. But as for right now, I have a nice little support below this zone here just in case. well below the previous low. So if we do get a little bit of pullback, I'm willing to kind of take the heat and give a little bit of space there. But if the price does go below our low right here, then I'm just going to say it's quits, and I'm just not going to continue to hold on to the pair. So that's the overall outlook for this trade. On the 4-hour, we can really see the volume accumulation. That's great to see. On the hour chart, we see a nice descending zone that held a nice level of resistance, and once it broke and made a new high, then we were looking to enter, and that's where we currently are right now. So structurally speaking, on the daily, we're still holding this level of support. If we go below it, we're going to take our losses and cut our losses to a manageable area. But if we're able to hold along this area above our support and seeing the volume still come in, then I'd be looking to potentially add more exposure to the long side if things are looking in order, which they are in my eyes. So now let's go on to the long short analysis. This is going to give you an analysis for the amount of longs that were opened and the amount of shorts that were opened within a particular exchange. On this one, it's going to be Bitfinex exchange. So this is going to be the longs, and this is going to be the shorts. So let's first talk about longs. We hit a major level of resistance that we hit in the past, going to be right here. So we hit that again, exact same place, and now we're seeing a little bit of a decrease in the buy volume confidence, where we see initial rejection for the second time here. We could see some consolidation with the buyers kind of not getting as interested like we see here, but these market consolidations and market breaths are very normal and they need to occur. So I don't mind waiting for a little bit longer until the buyers kind of start to lose a little bit of confidence and then gain it back up, seeing new highs. So I don't mind waiting for that. I have a pretty wide stop loss, so we'll see how it goes right now. But right now, we see the price holding a nice level of resistance. So currently, there is a level where buyers are saying this level is where there's going to be too much buyers in a sense, that it's a little bit overexposed to the long side instead of the short side. So that's analysis for the buy side. For the short side, we see a nice level of resistance, which is also a previous level of support that we've been talking about for a while there. And we are seeing a hesitation from the sellers. We saw a pretty strong move up from the sellers, seeing higher highs and higher lows. But at this point in time, we are seeing a hesitation of the price right at these zones here. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we did see a move to the upside, and then we got a sharp spike back down from the sellers, because all the short sellers that are currently in the market are getting taken out by the higher high that's formed with BTC. So that's the overall outlook. I still think that the bulls could come in. We got a nice level here of resistance that could hold the sellers from making a higher high. We got a nice little consolidation here, just bouncing from support to resistance. So that's the overall outlook. BTC buyers look strong. BTC sellers don't look overly strong, a little bit weak. So the bulls, in my opinion, still have confidence. And then the last thing that we need to go over is the coin farm exchange. For the 24-hour time frame that the buyers and sellers were opening and closing positions, we do see on BitMEX there's a little bit more buyers with 51.3%. On Binance, basically break even, 0.5% off, and on Bybit it's basically break even. On the 1-hour exchange, we do see that it is a little bit more skewed towards the bulls, not tremendously, but on BitMEX we do see that there's 55% of people that open long positions within the 1 hour, and then on Binance there's 50.8, so not a huge discrepancy, and then on Bybit there is actually more sellers than buyers, but only by 0.16, so not a whole lot. So looking somewhat even for the overall market analysis, a little bit more towards the long side of the 24-hour, but we're not really seeing a huge discrepancy from either bulls or bears. So looking pretty good. I don't mind having a pullback to validate the $9,800 zone as a new level of support. I wouldn't mind that one bit. I'd actually like that, because then we validate it as a nice level of support, and then we can start attacking the next descending zone. So we'll see how it plays out. It looks pretty good so far. But that's overall the market analysis that we have today. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions regarding what we went over today, or what we could possibly go over in the future that may help you get a better understanding of what's happening in the markets, drop a comment and we'll be happy to assist you. So that's the overall market. It looks pretty good. I'm still long on BTC. I've been long on BTC for a while, and I'm continuing to go on that bias. So I hope you enjoyed this. It was a little bit quicker than the average video, but there's not a whole lot to go over. We haven't really seen a whole lot of price action movement from yesterday's video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, happy trading.